Since then,
Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley is back at the border. Merkley spent Father's Day along with several other Democratic lawmakers visiting several facilities in South Texas, including a border crossing and a processing center where the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy is playing out.
Again, this is absolutely un-American and wrong. We must end this policy of family separation.
2 weeks ago, Merkley helped cast a spotlight on the issue of family separation when he was turned away from a shelter holding migrant children in Brownsville, Texas. Today, he was able to go inside the converted Walmart.
But here's the thing. Those kids inside who have been separated from their parents are already being traumatized. Doesn't matter whether the floor is swept and the bed sheets tucked in tight. What matters is the kids have been separated unnecessarily from their parents as they await an asylum hearing.
Prior to Merkley's visit, U.S. Customs and Border Protection held a press conference to address the administration's new policy to prosecute all migrants who cross the border illegally.
It's intended to deter people from breaking the law. Adults. If they are accompanied by a child, that child is temporarily separated from them as they go through a judicial process.
Outside, a group of protesters demonstrated against family separation. We were allowed inside that Border Patrol processing center, although we weren't allowed to bring our cameras. I can tell you after walking through there, we saw a number of families together, although confined to a chain link fence area and many occasions having emergency blankets. They did have food and water. They do remain with at least one parent during the duration of their short stay there, although when the parents are taken to court for prosecution, that's when oftentimes that separation occurs. U.S. Border Patrol also explained, contrary to many reports, they don't separate children from family members out in the field. That's done at a later time and place. Senator Merkley is now speaking with reporters just outside of this separate shelter. He'll have one other stop after this. Back to you.